It's time for your happy hour and a half. Live from the 5 Eyewitness News Studios, it's Twin Cities Live.
Hey everybody, welcome into Twin Cities Live. So nice to have you here with us on this Wednesday. Ben Lieber is off today. Paul Folger.
Hello.
Stepping on in.
My friend. Hi. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
I love having you here. This is so great. I'm glad that you're here. We are really having a good time exploring Hudson, Wisconsin this week.
Such a great place.
It is a great place. It's the subject of Twin Cities Live in your town.
Everything that you guys have had this week so far coming in. I met some of the guests yesterday, and I'm telling you, Hudson is the place to be.
Hudson is kind of where it's at.
Yeah,
I have contemplated like a move to Hudson. You know, I'm always contemplating. I'm always thinking like, where could it be? I go on a shoot and every time I call Jay and I'm like, I found the next neighborhood. It turns out it's Hudson. Like I just am always, there's just so many great places to be. I think I just get wooed by these communities.
It's a great place. You might get tired of the drive for you to drive into the office every single day. That's the one thing about that.
It will have to be my post Twin Cities Live life. So, you know, like in the year 2070.
In 2070, you could have it, or you could just have, you know, your weekender house there. Why not? Just have it right on the river. It would be beautiful.
Okay.
Why not?
That's a really good idea.
Stick with me. I will get you the right place. We'll make it happen.
You can help with the financing? Can you help with that too?
I don't know about that now. We'll have to just, but we can pick it out.
We'll work on it.
We can look and look and look.
We'll have a good time. Well, listen, we're going to make a cocktail today. We're going to make a classic old-fashioned with folks from a Hudson restaurant called Nova Park, or Nova Bar, rather. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, Nova Bar. Maybe it's near a park, but I love an old-fashioned.
Oh, and let me tell you, I was just talking to him. He's got some beautiful, you can't have an old-fashioned without beautiful ice. Wait till you see this ice that he brought in. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Some artisan ice, you know, it's a thing.
This is going to be good.
Yeah. So the Trailblazer series continues. There's a new Trailblazer today, a young athlete that's a Blaze Credit Union member. Dan Stoltz, you know, he brings them in.
He always brings in somebody who is going to inspire us,
so
which
fun.
we're looking forward to.
I love it.
And then Kelly is going to introduce us to this week's Minnesota homemaker, who is technically from Wisconsin. Don't get upset. Don't email us. She makes really unique cards. There we go. Artistic cards and designs. I was just waiting for that little graphic to flip. So
they are beautiful.
To know her.
Some of those are here in the studio, and you just walk through. You could just spend hours looking at these cards.
I know, and the art of writing a handwritten note. It's just so special.
It means something because hardly anyone does it now.
I know.
Right? It's just like, oh my God.
Well, and you're Southern, so you always had to do thank you notes, right?
Yeah, you try to do thank you notes. Yeah. Yes.
You probably have monogram stationery.
So, no, but you know what I do have? It's the funniest thing, but I just think it's fun to put on there, is I have a wax seal. Bam!
Wow!
I do.
You're like, I am signing the Declaration of Independence, and I'm going to steal it, and I'm going to send it to you.
Got a little pin with a feather in it, and I just make it happen every single time.
Well, Paul Folger, I always love it when you're here because you always have a story to tell. There's always something odd going on in your life. We're calling this Story Time with Paul Folger from now on.
Oh, jeez.
And I hear that you went to the doctor, and so I'm anticipating some TMI, too much information from you.
Well, you know what? I went to the doctor. It's the annual checkup. You always got to do that. You know, it's a very important thing to do.
Cough, yeah.
I know, just to make sure that everything is a-okay. Well, this time the doctor, he was like, I want you to do some. I want you to up your protein. You know, protein's the thing now.
Everybody's talking about protein.
I want you to up your protein.
How much protein do I have to? I spend my whole day thinking about protein.
I know, and how much it takes and all this, because you have to eat a whole lot of it to make it work.
So much protein.
Okay, and then he wants me to go to the gym and exercise and all of these things, which I do.
Yeah.
But he's like, I want you to do more.
Really?
I think he's trying to kill me. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
So what did you do?
Oh my gosh.
Are you trying on some new workout stuff?
Well, you know, I decided I was going to try a spin class. You just saw a peek of it there. But, you know, I mean, here's the thing. The nice thing about coming back to the, you know, going to the gym, and when things start changing, the weather starts changing, people start dressing right. They look like they're going to the gym. Because here's the thing. When you go to the gym in the wintertime, okay, you got Ponytail Girl. She's got her big Abominable Snowman coat on. You're like, what's going on? You got the big leg guy with his boots on. You know, trench coat guy with no legs. You're like, do I need to call the cops on this guy? What's he doing in here with this trench coat? You know? You're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Lululemon? Don't worry about Lululemon.
Yeah.
They're always over there. They don't need a coat. They're never cold.
No, they're never cold.
I decided I would try the spin class once again. It's been years since I went to spin class.
Yeah.
Right?
I like a spin class.
Yeah, I mean, I think, okay, this is good. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, I'm expecting Olivia Newton-John, you know, let's get physical. I'm thinking that she's going to do this.
Did you wear that?
So, and I'm like, okay, I can handle this. I look cool
So
in that, right?
where'd you go? Like, did you go to you don't have to name the name, but is it like a boutique place? Is it a big gym?
Well, I would say it's a big gym. It's
Okay.
not a boutique kind of a place, right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm expecting a nice spin class that has Britney Spears music and maybe, you know, some Fergie Ferguson, so we can do a little working on my fitness, that kind of stuff.
It's all about the playlist
I
and
know,
spin class.
I know. That's what I think,
It's all
too.
about the music.
All right? So, well, Olivia Newton-John does not walk in to teach this class, okay? A siren walks in. Siren.
What's a siren?
Real life siren from Greek mythology. You know, she's a goddess.
Really?
She's rich. She's gorgeous. I mean, here's the thing about a siren. They're beautiful and they're dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
So immediately you're like, I gotta show up for her.
I got to be here and make this happen. She walks in and she says, and she's got this little bandana like
Yes.
this, okay?
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like the whole thing.
Because she's gonna sweat, and it's
Okay.
the whole thing.
She says, athletes, good morning.
Oh my gosh. Immediately I have to leave.
I looked around the room. I was like, athletes? What is she talking about? Did you get my email? Because we are going to work hard today.
No.
The lights went out. Boom. There was no Fergie Ferguson. There was no Britney Spears. It was Back in Black. I'm going back in black. AC/DC
No.
play. Yes.
That's too much for me.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, what is going on?
So it's dark in there in the spin class.
Yes.
So at least you have like a little bit of anonymity.
Oh no, you don't. Because let me just share this with you.
What?
On the wall is your name.
No.
On the wall is the effort that you are putting out right then.
What kind of shameful gym does this?
It is so hard. And the siren?
Yeah.
She's walking around.
She is?
She's like,
And she's checking you out. And she's making sure, like, she's checking your resistance.
she's walking over to the board.
and your output.
She's looking at the board.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And she's like, you need to be in the red. You need to be in the red. I'm in the orange. This is all I can do.
Yeah,
To be in the
man.
orange. It was
Yes.
so hard. This went on for an hour.
That's too long.
It's a full
long.
hour. I am counting the minutes
Yes.
as this goes by.
Yes.
We get to the end and she says, solid work, athletes. Solid work. The lights go on. I look around. This is how I know it's a conspiracy theory because there's Ponytail Girl. There's Big Leg Guy. Yeah, they're all there to kill me. So I got to go back to the doctor and have a chat with him about this entire
You're
thing.
going to be like, this isn't going to work for me.
I'm saying, you tried.
This is not going to work for me.
I'm still here.
Yeah, man.
Can you believe that?
That is a lot.
These are the things.
It is an interesting.
To stay healthy in the world today.
I know. It's exhausting. Well, everything's stacked against you.
I know.
I feel like you're pretty healthy. I feel like for the doctor to come down on you, I feel like I see people in the grocery store that probably the doctor should be saying to them, he should be saying, good job, Paul Folger. You're really keeping it together.
I'm an easy target.
Man. All
Gonna
right.
be Michael Phelps.
So you're not going to go back to that class?
No. Maybe. I'll see you tomorrow. She told me I had to come back.
She's wooing you too. I mean, now you kind of fell in love with her, so now
Maybe.
you're going to have to go
Yeah,
back.
fine.
Okay, so how was the long weekend? I
Oh, the
saw
long
some
weekend was
pictures of
great.
you with some of our colleagues. Frankly, I was sort of upset I wasn't invited to this gathering,
We
but
gotta
I
get
still
you
want
in
to hear
on
more.
this.
What
We got-
happened? Where
well,
were you?
you know, our friends from KS95, Hutch and Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy was out of town, but Hutch had a cookout.
Great.
Invited us to the cookout. And look around the room.
Who's
Okay,
there?
So there's
Chris?
Chris Reese, yeah. That's Alex, producer from
Yes,
KS95,
yes.
and that's Hutch. Wait a minute. Did you see that cake?
Yeah, who made that?
Let me tell you about that cake.
Who made that?
Krager's made that cake.
Who's Krager?
Krager's is a friend of Stacy's.
Great.
He didn't want to come to the party,
He just dropped off a cake?
so he sent this cake.
What a great friend. That's the kind of person you want to have.
Well, let me tell you something.
I don't want to come to your party. I'm just going to bring you some baked goods.
He brought the cake, and this cake, that was about 2 hours into the party.
And it hadn't been cut yet.
And they're sitting around having that cake, and they open it up, and they're looking at it, and I was like, And then they want to have story time before we do the cake.
No.
So finally, after like the third story, I said, "Are we gonna cut this cake? Are we gonna cut this cake?" Because it was great. It was chocolate cake.
And you're staring at
had this
it.
beautiful icing on it.
Yeah.
And then I heard the story about the cake.
What was the story?
Oh, well, Krager's had this friend
Yeah.
who got this recipe. This was a very special recipe. She met this baker. And so she liked his cake so much, she figured out a way she was going to get that recipe, and she did.
She ditched the guy, but she got the recipe?
Yeah, and we get the benefits. See?
Interesting.
That's how it goes.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah,
How
it was
is it
fun.
hanging out with everybody outside of work?
It's fun. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get to know everybody a little bit better
Yes,
and talk
yes.
to them, and so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Is Hutch is odd off the radio? Is he on the radio? Is that his
Hutch
deal?
is Hutch all the
love
time.
Hutch. He's so
So
great.
he is just, he was a great host. He had a new grill, so he was cooking out for everybody and,
That's
all that
really,
stuff. So
really fun.
It was really great.
Okay,
yeah.
so what goes better with cake than coffee? I also heard that you decided to just push the boundaries of your coffee a little bit.
Yeah.
Where were you?
So,
What did you do?
This is Silver Fern. Have you been to Silver Fern?
No, where is it?
It's over at St. Anthony, Maine. If you look
Oh.
out their front door, Kamarchuk's is across the street and to your right.
Oh, great.
Okay, so you kind of know Curry Corner's on the
Well,
corner
that's
right
not far
there.
from me.
So-
I got to zip over there.
Yeah. I
Okay,
went there.
Silver
Gigi and I went
Fern.
over there, and we went to Silver Fern, and we got this coffee flight, and this is iced coffee. So what they do is they have different flavors of coffee, right?
Right, right.
And so I think they must have different flavors of the day. So that one on the very end is a chilled espresso.
That's the
coffee.
closest to you or the closest to Gigi?
Closest to me.
Closest to you, okay.
The dark one.
Yep, okay.
And then there's a Biscoff and a marshmallow, and then there's like a cranberry orange in there on the very end. So here's the thing. You don't like, well, for me, I didn't love all of them.
Right.
But you find that one where you're like, oh, this is the one.
That was
You know?
fun.
Yeah. It was,
So I
it
will
was fun.
always worry about those things because I think sometimes they can get too sweet.
So yeah, they can get sweet, or some, the one with cranberry, and it was a little bit bitter.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
there's always something.
But I
kinda
like the
weird.
idea of an iced coffee flight over a hot coffee flight. Because I think
Yeah.
if you're drinking the hot coffee flight and it's like a small amount in hot cups, then they're going to get cold
Yeah,
before you
that's
even
true.
had it. And then I'm thinking, like, I don't really like that.
I think the thing to do, and because I saw people doing, I like to look around the room.
I know,
Sitting
you're-
in those places, I like to be observant.
Well, you're a journalist.
So
That's what you do.
I'm paying attention.
Yep.
I saw a too hot, too cold. Take a mix. Take a mix.
Okay, that's
It's
very
a thing
fun.
to do.
But going to all those different coffee shops, like that's a very inexpensive, like nice outing, a way to kind of maybe get to know a different neighborhood or
Yeah.
see something different by just going out of your way to get a coffee somewhere else.
It's funny. I ran into a viewer that was there,
Right.
and she was standing behind me, and she said hi.
Oh, hi.
And she was from Eden Prairie.
Oh,
And she said I
wow.
took the dogs out. From Eden Prairie, and she said we went over to the U and we ran around with the dogs, and she was just there just to check out the coffee shop. And she was
Okay.
looking at the menu, see what they had.
She is amazing. She's also in a minority because as a card-carrying Minnesotan who grew up in Apple Valley, I don't even think I went to Eden Prairie until I was an adult. I mean, I just was like, how am I going to get out of Apple Valley? Like Lakeville and Burnsville felt aggressive to me.
And now you got the family, and you're like, I can't cross the river. I can hardly get out,
I know.
because it just, everything takes so much time nowadays.
Yes.
You kind of have to make the time.
But I'm impressed with her. That's a
She
really
got
great
out.
idea. Take
She
the
was-
dogs,
She was seeing it all.
go explore something else.
So check out the neighborhoods.
All right, well, listen, Paul, everybody at home can keep up with more of your adventures. All you have to do is just subscribe to Paul's monthly e-magazine. It's called Always Tasteful. You drop in your email, he's going to send it to you for free, and you can learn more at alwaystasteful.com. Is it on Substack, too?
It's on Substack.
It's a Substack.
Via Substack is how you do it. You just put it in there. I'll send it to you.
Good.
On the first of the month. We made the lettuce wraps yesterday.
They were delicious.
So we're up in the ante on it just a little bit. So I'll tell you. Maybe I can come next month. I'll show you what.
Oh
we
my
got.
gosh, that's great.
So we're going to do a really cool salmon next month.
It's
so,
an
yeah.
evolution.
Yeah, it's
you
fun.
need to do our Watch, Read, Listen series.
Oh yeah, let's do.
We
it.
got to get you booked for that,
Yeah,
too.
let's do
Okay,
it.
well, in the meantime, coming up next, we're going to get our sips on, okay? We're going to introduce you to a Hudson bar that is serving up some perfect cocktails.
We
Time
said
for a little
old
happy hour.
fashions, didn't we? Let's
Old
do it.
fashioned.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. Twin Cities Live's Host Chat is presented by Schuler Shoes, where happy feet means happy life. Step in today.